The Binance Your moment has now arrived. Why? Because nobody will speak up. We must. In order to illuminate the darkness, it is our responsibility to shine this amazing light into the eternal darkness. Men, talking about Binance is necessary because of the connection with BlackRock. By the way, they plan to integrate Aladdin into Binance, which Coinbase has most likely already done. If we don't stop this now, they will likely go for the crypto kill soon. Alright, I'm just alerting everyone because it appears that this is the strategy. To begin with, Binance US tweets out, "You do believe in something." So gentlemen, what do we believe? I do, however, support openness. Thus, that will be our topic for discussion today. Let's start with a quotation from the biggest character in the cryptocurrency industry. "You won't be rich if you can't hold." Finish quotation from CZ. Why did the former CEO of Binance, who was in the know, tell you and me to hang on for dear life? He says to hold, but he doesn't say trade. Do you guys understand that he doesn't say trade because he already knows what happens? He says to hold right because there is a lot of manipulation going on, and I don't think CZ is to blame for this. Rather, I believe that the higher-ups are to blame for everything that is going on right now with the manipulation. Despite the fact that some on Twitter are calling for CZ to be sent back to prison. This time will never come again. Take a look at this. The main antagonist of the cycle is CZ. You'll see, please take me back to jail. I've seen enough. Reinstall him. He used to be incarcerated. Men, people are claiming this because they're constantly dumping on us on the open market, as evidenced by the decline of XRP and other coins. But I genuinely don't think it recognizes these issues. But given their ties to BlackRock, I believe it to be Binance. Alright, I'm serious. In today's video, I actually received the proof. I'm not even kidding anymore. We're going to reveal everything because of this. First things first, we will discuss how 90% of traders simply lost their whole portfolio in a single day, and it was all because of BNB, correct, the chain of Binance. Alright, let's move on a bit sooner. Alright, so this is where we must begin. Because CZ had previously served time in prison, people were discussing ways to get him back there. As a result of the plea agreement, CZ, the founder of Binance, was given a 4-month prison sentence, correct? Why now? CZ, the founder of Binance billionaire, pleaded guilty to accusations of facilitating money laundering at his cryptocurrency exchange and was given a 4-month prison sentence on Tuesday. This occurred on April 30th, 2024, last year. In other words, you had the resources, the financial capacity, and the public influence to ensure that all rules were followed. Consequently, you missed that chance. Reuters reported that a US judge told CZ in a federal court in Seattle. As you can see, they had already crossed the line when the regulator intervened, since they were engaging in highly dubious activities at Binance. Yes, it's actually there, which is why he was imprisoned, but he was released following the plea agreement. Thus, I believe the punishment that was handed down to the let me clarify. All of this, I believe, was due to BlackRock's desire for power. I'm serious. So if we take a slight detour, Binance.com, have a look at this. Richard Tang is the CEO of Binance.com, a global cryptocurrency exchange. It's not that we dooters have a different CEO, but for .com guys, this is where the sketchy stuff goes on. After CZ resigned in November 2023 as part of a US Department of Justice settlement regarding anti-money laundering crimes, he took over, correct? He was supposed to leave, right? Binance. Because he and Binance were involved in a number of dubious activities. However, who was it that brought in their own puppet to take over Binance permanently? Tang Richard. Are you familiar with Richard Tang? Come on people. Folks, he is a member of the WEF. I'm serious. And in a moment this is directly related to Larry Fink and BlackRock. Aladdin has been triggered here, I assure you. No one made the connection, but manipulation is at an all-time high. That's the frightening part. We are here to provide light, nevertheless. According to this description, Richard began working in the international market for Abu Dhabi in March 2015. In order to support equitable, open and transparent financial markets, he is in charge of and supervises the creation and management of the regulatory and supervisory framework for financial services. It's really ironic. He used to work for this company, where he was responsible for financial market openness, correct? To be fair, yet his own exchange is carrying out the dirty work, isn't that right? Of adjusting the value of coinage. Why? Because when you return here you can see all of the meme coins on his chain falling to zeros. Isn't it all dying within a day? 90% of merchants who bridge the Solana to BNB chain are currently losing money. 90% of traders true. Everyone switched to the BNB chain because of the hype. However, as soon as the manipulation occurred, all the coins fell off the charts, and they all dumped about 80–90%. I find that to be highly intriguing. But why is this the case? Alright, so it returns to BlackRock. I'm serious. Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, who formerly boasted of his influence, has been elevated to co-chair of the WEF since Klaus Schwab resigned. Of the WEF, wait, Larry Fink's statement, the World Economic Forum's co-chairs. And at the WEF, who else is involved? Tang Richard. Who is Richard Tang, the Binance.com CEO? Do you recall what Coinbase did? Through Coinbase Prime, Aladdin clients can access cryptocurrency trading custody through Coinbase, which was chosen by BlackRock, granting access to cryptocurrency trading to Aladdin clients. See how it's twisted, do you guys? Furthermore, you don't believe that Binance has already integrated Aladdin. Thus, they pursued CZ, correct, on the basis of some sort of justification that was most likely genuine. Well, first and foremost, Binance is money laundering. To be fair though, the regulators wouldn't give a damn about such stuff. For example, why would people be interested in that? They intentionally targeted Binance or CZ in order to push him to leave, so they could install their own puppet, Richard Tang, who has ties to this company and recently been promoted to R. Why did Larry, the co-chair, believe that I wasn't making this stuff up? Just 2 months have passed since then. Alright boys, hurry up. Please like and share this video as we're breaking coals like never before. Because if you don't, everyone will be in the dark. I take it that you don't want the light to be too bright here. Without a doubt, you should remove your blindfold. What Larry Fink has to say is as follows. It is a privilege for us to assume this leadership position temporarily as well, adding a crucial period for the WEF. We anticipate the future with clarity, purpose, and faith in the forum's long-term goal as the organization embarks on a new chapter. So people, come on, they have it. The control will be off the charts. Come on, guys, the control will be off the charts. I warn that if we don't stop the manipulation now, they're gonna make this thing soar back up because they have all of their puppets inside all of these exchanges, including Coinbase. You guys know that nobody is safe here. Good luck to all. Bitcoin will reach 60K, and XRP will reach $1.23. No one is taking notice of Aladdin's recent outburst. Take a look at this video. In 2024, this individual will be in charge of about $12 trillion in assets. Furthermore, where does he focus those resources? Where does he exercise his authority? Well, this is only one Larry Fink interview. Listen to it. This individual works for Binance on the same team as Richard Tang. By the way, who is in charge of Aladdin with Coinbase? It's not CZ. It's not CZ. This is it. I would argue that society could become more just the sooner we could figure out how to reduce the increasing temperatures. We don't have much time, in my opinion. We must educate ourselves on the latest technological advancements and future directions. In the end, we must let our investors know where we anticipate the next chances to be. Due to its extreme manipulation, cryptocurrency will present the next opportunity. Look at that smile on Bill Gates's face. This is really lovely. I'm grinning like, you know, everything is going as planned. It is, but no one is listening. What if we need to hire $50 trillion to make the planet greener? Yes, indeed. Guys, you know he's laughing. I made my point here, but if you guys want to look into it more, I'll leave the remainder of the link in the description below. Isn't it as obvious as day? It's as obvious as day. We shouldn't pursue RCZ, in my opinion. Although I am aware that Binance is currently a slow, outdated, and useless chain, the exchange itself is still important to me. Exchange isn't even